Yo, what's going on, guys? So today in this video, I'm gonna be talking about something very um in detail that probably one of the most specific kinds of topic videos I've made so far about WWE, only because it's not even me ranting about like a character or just a episode of WWE or a PLE. This is more so just something way more specific than that I'm gonna be talking about in this whole video, and you can tell by the title. Um, and the reason why I'm gonna be talking about this is because it's been bothering me lately, and it's been bothering me since I saw it yesterday on Monday Night Raw, or on Monday Raw because it wasn't nighttime, but where I was at least. But on Monday, yesterday, we saw CM Punk get smacked, you know, get smacked by Becky Lynch, and he did nothing. And I briefly talked about in my last video about Seth Rollins sucking currently. I talked about it towards the end of that video, about Becky Lynch, smacking CM Punk, and how I wasn't okay with just him not doing anything back. And I talked about pretty much the title of this video. I talked about that whole subject briefly at the end of my last video about Seth Rollins. Um, so I'm just gonna talk about it as a whole in this video. Just bring up everything and my whole issues with it, because it's been bothering me since I made that video and since I saw Becky Lynch do it, yesterday on Monday Night Raw to begin with. So we're just gonna dive right into this, man. We're gonna dive right into this. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe to the channel. And we're just, ride this roller coaster ride with me, because this is gonna be a wild one. So we're just gonna ride this together. And yeah, we're just gonna dive right into this. So, pretty much. And by the way, the reason I'm talking low is because my family is, they're sleeping. So, they're not awake right now. So I'm not trying to wake them up. So I'm just trying to talk low so that I don't wake them up. But anyways, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because there's been an issue lately over the past couple of years where WWE pretty much just lets the male wrestlers get hit by the female wrestlers, and the female wrestlers, they just continue hitting the male wrestlers, and the men in WWE, they're they don't do anything back. They just get hit, they take it, and they just move on. That's pretty much all this is. And that's been bothering me, because it's like, why are we doing this? Why? What reason, what good reason is there for why they're not doing this? There is no good reason. I feel like all it is just simply the fact that, because like I said, this has been going on for years now. Pretty much just, it's always just a woman wrestler, hitting a male wrestler, and they don't do anything back, and that's pretty much it. It's and it's like, there is no good reason for it, because you can say, oh, well, maybe, Triple H, he doesn't want to write, for the male wrestlers to hit the female wrestlers, because, then people are going to, hate on Triple H and WWE, and they're going to start, it's going to face massive, hatred from people online and in the crowd. People are just going to, not react. They're going to go wild about that. So that's why, people are probably going to say that, they're going to say that that's the reason why Triple H doesn't want to have male wrestlers hit female wrestlers back as self-defense or just in general. But to me, it's stupid. Why would you even be, first of all, most people know wrestling's fake, WWE wrestling, and most people don't care, because not only do they know it's fake, but also, if someone is hitting you first, okay, you hit them back and that's it. You know, it's not even, most people aren't making a big deal out of it, you know? So, like, yeah, sure, some people, they'll probably complain and go crazy, like, in the crowd and online, but who cares? Most people, they know it's fake, it's just entertainment. So why would Triple H even be scared of getting backlash from the fans? Like, it's stupid. And I'm sure, and I know that's the reason why, because why else would he be doing this, bro? You know? Like, why else would he be having constantly these male wrestlers getting, hit by these female wrestlers, and then they do nothing back to these female wrestlers? They just stand there and take it. Like, why else would he be doing that? It's because he's scared of getting backlash. Triple H is scared of getting backlash if he has, like, a men wrestler, these men wrestlers. He's scared if he writes in the script for them to hit the female wrestler back when they get hit, right? He's scared of the backlash. So that's why he just decides to, every time a female wrestler hits the male wrestler, he decides to write it so that the male wrestler just takes the hit and doesn't, you know, strike at the female wrestler back. And that's pretty much it. And it's stupid, bro. Like, well, like, why would, like, Triple H doesn't need to be scared of backlash. Most people, like I said, they know it's fake, and they're here for entertainment, so nobody cares. Nobody cares, and especially if it's like it's set up in a situation where someone's getting hit, and then they people are gonna understand, regardless of what gender it is, that they can hit them back. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Most people, at least. Like back in the days, you had Randy Orton just hitting every female wrestler, whether they did something to him or not. That's just who he was. He would hit anyone, male or female. And just in general, back in the days, you had people like Kane and Undertaker and Stone Cold just constantly beating up these female wrestlers, whether for a good reason or not, but that's just how it was. Like, and nobody cared. Most people didn't give a damn. But nowadays, all WWE does is like have these men wrestlers get beat up by the women wrestlers, and then they do nothing back. They do nothing. They just stand there, they get beat up, they take it, and that's it. Yeah, I'm just tired of it, bro. It's such a played out BS trope, you know? It's so stupid, bro. It's like you're scared of getting some hate online in the crowd. Who gives a fuck? And most people don't care, you know? It's just, I'm sick of this stuff, bro. Like when I saw Becky Lynch, hitting CM Punk, and he just stood there, looking like looking all scared like a coward, and he just walked away and was like, "Oh, you're gonna regret this." Like, bro, like I was just like irritated. I was mad. I was like, bro, why are we doing this? Like, why? You know, like. Like WWE is just, they're just doing this. They've been doing this for years now. They're just like not having the male wrestlers be able to hit the female wrestlers back when they get hit. It's like, if it's like, it's just dumb, bro. Like, I'm just sick of this trope. I'm sick of this being done in WWE. It's like, it's like, if you're gonna have the, like, because here's the thing, man. Like, not only do most people don't care, so Triple H shouldn't even be worried about some backlash, getting hate and whatnot. Like, he shouldn't worry about to get hate, and it's like we've had these situations where it's like, oh, Dominic Mysterio, he gets beat up constantly by Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and like he's constantly being made to look like a coward. And it's one thing to do that with I guess that's part of his character, right? But for him to do it just because they're a female wrestler, they're quote unquote weaker than him, or although some of them are not actually weaker than him at all. Like Beth Phoenix, for example. Like whenever she did that move on him, like come on, bro, that she's way stronger than him. And most of the male wrestlers in general. Like she's like a monster, you know. So it's like if he would have hit her back, it wouldn't have even like. You can't even try to use that excuse like, oh, he's not gonna do it because she's weaker than him. It doesn't work, you know, because that's not true. So it's like you can't keep trying to pull that trope of like, oh, yeah, he's not gonna, the male wrestler's not gonna do anything back because they're a female wrestler. You know, they're weaker. Yeah, and it's like, and it's like, if you're not gonna have the male wrestler hit the female wrestler back, if Triple H is so scared of getting backlash, then don't fucking put the male wrestler in a situation where he's just gonna get hit by the female wrestler and not do anything back. Don't write that in the script. Don't put that in. Don't put the male wrestler in that situation to begin with. Then, if you're not gonna let him hit her back, then don't put the male wrestler in that situation where he's just gonna get hit and not be able to do anything back. Don't do it. To begin with. Just don't. Just have the female wrestler and the male wrestler interact, talk with trash to each other, and that's it. If you're not gonna let him hit her back, then don't fucking let her hit him and then not be able to do anything back. Don't write down the script, Triple H. It's that simple. But no, he decides to every single fucking time, have a fucking woman wrestler just hit the male wrestler, and then the male wrestler just stands there, does nothing, looks like a coward, runs away, looking like they want to cry, and that's it. It's just I'm tired of it, bro. It's very like irritating, It's like it's just dumb. Especially if it's for self-defense. Like, come on, man, who cares? You know, it's just I'm just sick of it. And yeah, and like I was saying earlier too. If you're gonna have if you're gonna try to use the whole like argument of like, oh, you know, the male wrestler storyline wise, the reason why they don't want to hit the female wrestlers because she's weaker. She's a female, she's weaker than him. Okay, so is he gonna use that logic to every other female wrestler who isn't weaker than him, like Nia Jax or like, Raquel Rodriguez? Like for example, like you know, let's say Dominic Mysterio for example, right? He's obviously, like I said, he's been hit around by Rhea Ripley like constantly and didn't do anything back to her, and even like by Asuka, Io Sky, who else? Zelina Vega. Like this guy has been beat up constantly. Chelsea Green, like this guy, he's always being looked like a coward, and he's being booked to look like a coward constantly, just getting beat up by the female wrestlers and just taking it. That's all he does, and like he didn't hit Rhea Ripley back because like I said, in his mind, storyline wise, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit her back because she's a female, she's weaker than me. Okay, so is Triple H gonna use that same logic for whenever is he gonna write that same logic for every? Is he gonna write that like logic for the male wrestlers to have that line of thinking towards every female wrestler? Like is he gonna write Dominic Mysterio to also have that same logic towards Raquel Rodriguez, who's obviously bigger and stronger than him? Like, come on, man, it's just stupid. It makes no sense. Like Raquel Rodriguez could easily beat up every member of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Dominic, and definitely Roxanne Perez. It's like, and Liv Morgan. So it's like, come on, man. Like, and she's literally called the enforcer. Like Finn Balor literally, said that she was like the kind of like the bodyguard of the group or whatever. So it's like, is Finn Balor gonna use that same logic too? Because like even Finn Balor didn't hit Rhea Ripley. Like so it's like, okay, well, is Finn Balor not gonna hit Raquel Rodriguez either because she's like bigger and stronger than him? So it's like, he's gonna use that same logic towards her. Is he gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit her because she's a female wrestler. She's weaker than me. Like, is he gonna use that same logic towards her? Because it doesn't make sense because she's actually bigger and stronger than him. So it's like, this is what I mean, bro. It's like the logic of thinking of Triple H's writing when he's doing this stuff. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, you You can't sit here and try to like have every male wrestler just have that line of thinking of like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit this person because they're weaker than me. They're a female wrestler and they're weaker than me. Okay, okay? Then is that person gonna have that same logic towards a female wrestler who's actually bigger and stronger than him, like Nia Jax or like Raquel Rodriguez or fucking Bianca Belair? She's not like tall, but she's fucking strong. She's like this pretty much, and Jade Cargill too. Um, like you know, even Tiffany Stratton, she's also strong. So like, a lot of these female wrestlers, they're like strong as hell. Whether they have the height or not, attributed to it as well. But either way, it's like a lot of these female wrestlers are strong as hell. So it's like, is every fucking male wrestler gonna just use that logic of like, oh, they're weaker than me, so I'm not gonna hit them back? Are they just gonna use that towards every female wrestler, even if they're not weaker than them? It's just stupid, bro. It makes no damn sense. And then, another thing too is like, okay, you're gonna have, the male wrestler get beat up by the female wrestler, and then, constantly just not do anything. Like, but the thing is, like, the thing is, this whole like male, and female like fights in WWE like that. That it's not like that thing was taken away from WWE a long ass time ago, because as far as I know, the last like male versus female fight, or just like like it was it was a match, I'm pretty sure, and it was against it was Rhea Ripley versus Tozawa. It was in December 2022. That was literally not even 3 years ago, bro. It was like 2.5 years ago. And yeah, and like I'm pretty sure that was the last like male versus female fight, and it was like it was a full on match. It was like Tozawa versus Rhea Ripley. So it's like, it's not like they can Triple H can sit here and be like, oh yeah, we got rid of that a long time ago because we can like I don't want to write any of the male versus female wrestlers anymore, so we got rid of it a long time ago because I don't want to get hate online or whatever, and just from people in general. Like he can't say that. He can't have that line of thinking because you literally had Tozawa versus Rhea Ripley not even that long ago in December 2022. Like literally, they had a whole match together, and it's like, so it's like, come on, man. It's just. And another thing too is like the whole logic of like, oh, okay, the male wrestler storyline wise is thinking they're not gonna hit the female wrestler because they're weaker than them, right? Okay, well then by that logic, let's just apply that to every freaking fight or match in WWE, because a lot of these matches and fights within WWE are like the male wrestlers fighting against weaker male wrestlers, or the female wrestlers fighting against weaker female wrestlers. It's like if you're gonna try to use that logic of like, oh yeah, storyline wise, the male wrestler is like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit this female wrestler because she's weaker than me, right? Okay, well let's just apply that to every fucking case scenario. Like let's not have a fucking male versus a big strong male wrestlers fight a weaker shorter male wrestler. Like let's not do that either then, because the shorter weaker wrestler is not as strong, and they're gonna obviously lose, right? And vice versa. Let's not have, fucking a tall, strong female wrestler fighting a weaker, shorter female wrestler because she's weaker. If we're gonna apply if we're gonna use the logic of like, oh yeah, we can't have a female wrestler or a male wrestler hitting a female wrestler back because she's weaker. If we're gonna use that logic, then we might as well apply that logic to the men fighting, not being able to fight weaker men wrestlers, and women wrestlers not being able to fight weaker women wrestlers. We might as well apply that whole weak logic to everything then. You get what I mean? It's just so that's another thing. It's just like we got people like fucking um we got people like fucking like who else? Like I'm trying to give an example here. Like Rusev fighting Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn is obviously not nearly the same height or strength as Rusev, yet that's still a match. Sami Zayn is weaker and shorter than Rusev, yet that's still a match. Um, you also had like fucking Rusev versus Tozawa. Tozawa's even less of like the size and like I mean he has like a more muscular build than Sammy, but like he's still like more smaller and like looks less like you know like he has less muscle overall than Sami Zayn, and like Tozawa is like overall he's just like a weaker, shorter guy than Rusev. Yet that was still a match. Like Rusev is fucking way bigger and shorter than him, but yet they still put that as a match. So it's like, and then also you had like very recently you had fucking Raquel Rodriguez versus Io Sky. It's like Raquel is obviously way bigger and stronger than Io Sky, and the fact that she lost that match, by the way, is like it was fucking stupid. But um, that's besides my point. My point is that like Raquel is like way bigger and stronger than Io Sky, yet they still have that as a match. Triple H still has all these like bigger wrestlers fighting weaker wrestlers just with the same gender pretty much. But it's like, what difference does it make though? If they're a weaker wrestler, then why are you putting them as a match just because they're the same gender? Like all of a sudden that makes it okay storyline wise to just put it like put them against each other just because whether they're weaker or not, just because they're the same gender. Like, come on, it just makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna have a male wrestler not hit a female wrestler back because they're weaker or whatever, then you might as well apply that logic to male wrestlers not being able to fight or hit other weaker male wrestlers, or female wrestlers not being able to hit other weaker female wrestlers. It's like you might as well apply that logic everywhere at that point. It's just stupid. So yeah, whenever freaking people like like yeah, like even and they constantly do these like teases, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, this wrestler would hit a female wrestler, right? This male wrestler would hit a woman wrestler, and then they don't actually do it. And that's also stupid. Like I'm sick of that too, because it's like, okay, yeah, we know we know they're not afraid to do it, and we know that they have we know that they're angry enough to do it, right? But if you're not gonna let them do it, then don't even fucking tease it then, okay? Like we saw it multiple times throughout the years. Like for example, Randy Orton and Rhea Ripley. Like whenever Rhea Ripley came back, or I mean Randy Orton, he returned, right? And they did a whole tease where it was like, oh, Rhea Ripley came out and pretty much was talking trash to Randy Orton, and they pretty much teased it right there. Like they pretty much were like, oh, what if Randy hits Rhea Ripley? What if he RKO's her? And then they don't do it. It's like, if you're not gonna fucking let the male wrestlers hit the female wrestlers, then don't fucking tease it at all. Then it's just fucking stupid, bro. Like it's so dumb. And it's like, I think they also did it with who else? I'm trying to. Just they also, oh yeah, even Solo Sikoa and Rhea Ripley. Solo Sikoa was gonna like spike Rhea Ripley, but then she gets saved or whatever, right? And so then it ends up like he ends up not being able to do it. So again, another tease where it's like, oh yeah, this male wrestler, he would hit this female wrestler, and he's gonna do it, but then he doesn't do it. So it's like, why are you fucking teasing if you're not gonna actually, you know, if you're not gonna actually do it, you know? So it's like it's just stupid. Um, like I'm sick of just like the male wrestlers not, being allowed by Triple H to hit the female wrestlers. It's like it's a fucking storyline. It's fucking entertainment. It's scripted. No one fucking cares. I'm sure some people do, but who cares? Most people don't care. So it's like, why the hell would Triple H care about what other people, you know, how other people feel? It's like it just makes no damn sense. So that's just whenever I saw CM Punk, like I said, getting like hit by Becky Lynch, I'm like, bro, are you fucking serious, man? Like you're just gonna like have CM Punk just stand there and not do anything about it. Like he's just gonna stand there and be like, oh, you're gonna regret hitting me, Becky Lynch, and then he just walks away looking like he wants to cry and like, walking away all cowardly. Like, come on, man. Like I'm sick of this shit, bro. Like these fucking WWE's fucking gone soft. It's fucking like it's ridiculous, man. I'm sick of this shit. Like these male wrestlers are never allowed to hit the female wrestlers back at all. Um, it's like it's ridiculous. So, what CM Punk is probably they're gonna probably write it so that CM Punk is gonna get AJ Lee to help, get hit Becky Lynch, and they're gonna be the match together, right? Or Rhea Ripley. I'm pretty sure that's the more likely possibility, if we're being honest. Like because we saw Rhea Ripley talking with CM Punk. So that's the more likely matchup. But either way, it's like it's just stupid. Like, okay, yeah, CM Punk is gonna get another female wrestler to handle his business, which is what he criticized Seth Rollins for doing, because he said, "Oh, Seth Rollins is hiding behind his wife." Okay, well, aren't you doing the same thing at that point though? If you're gonna get AJ Lee to help you out or another female wrestler, like you're pretty much doing the same shit. So it's like it's just stupid, man. It's like, why can't you just fucking allow the men wrestlers to hit the female wrestlers back? Or just in general, like who fucking cares? It's a fucking scripted TV show. It's not entertainment. Nobody cares. Most people don't care. So just do it. Stop being fucking, stop being scared, Triple H. Just fucking do it. And don't fucking tease it either or try to, like, no, just fucking do it. Like, I'm just sick of this shit, man. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Just seeing constantly, every single time you see a female and male segment, you already know that it's more than likely just gonna end up with the male wrestler getting hit by the female wrestler and him just standing there and just taking it. You already know that's most likely what's gonna happen. It's just fucking, it's so predictable. It's so annoying. It's so repetitive. Like I'm just done with it, bro. So I don't know, man. I just hope that we. I mean, I can't really say I hope because I don't have any hope at all because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like this forever. To be honest, like for the rest of WWE's, probably for most of WWE's existence and going forward, I'm pretty sure they're never gonna allow the male wrestlers to hit the female wrestlers, whether it be hitting them back or not. Like like I'm pretty sure they're just not gonna allow that ever unless Triple H gets taken off of the writers credit. Like unless he stops being a writer and then he like gets fired or leaves. Like I doubt it's ever gonna happen, bro. So yeah, man, it just sucks, man, because like I don't want to fucking keep seeing these fucking male wrestlers just like getting smacked around and not doing anything, looking like a coward, just like getting beat up, and it's just like, and then they don't do anything because like, oh, she's a female wrestler, she's weaker than me. I'm not gonna do anything back. Like, no, I'm tired of that shit, bro. Like, it's one thing to not do anything back, but like to not do anything back because oh, they're weaker than you, they're a female wrestler and they're weaker than you. Like, that's even more stupid, man. I'm just stupid. It's just dumb. Um, like if you're not gonna have a male wrestler hit the female wrestler, in self-defense, then don't fucking put the male wrestler in a situation where he's not gonna be able to be allowed to hit the female wrestler back. You know, like don't write it so that the male wrestler can't hit the female wrestler back. Don't let them get hit to begin with, and then not allow them to hit her back. Like don't do it to begin with. Then don't let him get hit to begin with. Then if you're not gonna let him hit her back, like don't fucking do it. It's that simple, bro. So, it's just I'm just thinking, and people like to say, oh, but it's a new era, people are more sensitive these days. We can't like allow that anymore. It's like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares if people are sensitive and they want to take this seriously? Who gives a crap? You know, like the only people who are gonna care is just like fucking people who just think that just fucking like crybabies who are like, oh, you shouldn't hit a female or whatever. Like the people who pretty much the people who take wrestling personally. Like the people who like treat it like if it's real or whatever. Like those are the people that are gonna fucking cry about it, and like they're the only ones that they're gonna get sensitive about it. But so it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just tired of just like these seeing every fucking time, just a male wrestler gets smacked around, and then he just does nothing. He just does nothing. He just stands there, you know, like the men wrestlers. They just get beat up by the female wrestlers, and they do nothing back. They do nothing back. They just take it, and that's it. I'm like, I'm like, why would I want to keep seeing this shit? It's just annoying. It's repetitive, you know. Like, if you're not gonna let the fucking men wrestlers hit the female wrestlers back, then don't fucking, write this. Don't fucking write in the script Triple H for the female wrestler to hit the male wrestlers to begin with. Don't put the male wrestler in that situation to begin with. Then it's that simple. It's like, it's fucking stupid, bro. Like, Triple H is so scared of getting hated on, just so that's why he decides to fucking do this. Like, I just, I don't get it. And, it's like, so to me, like, if I could have it my way, obviously, I would be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, let the male wrestlers hit the female wrestlers back. Who cares? Or just in general, like, who cares? It's a fucking scripted TV show. It's entertainment. Who gives a crap? And it's like, we literally had, not even that long ago, 2022, like, and maybe in 2023 too, but like, as far as I know, the last, like, actual, like, male versus female fight that we had, it was literally a match with Tozawa and Rhea Ripley. It was in 2022 December. So it was literally not that long ago, and then all of a sudden they just switched up, and Triple H got all scared, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to offend people, so I'm not gonna let the male wrestlers, hit the female wrestlers anymore." Like, it's like, this fucking dude is just like, he got all fucking sissy, So it's like, oh, he's just dumb. So, I mean, like I said, I would like if Triple H just didn't give a crap and did whatever he wanted, and because. Like, I would love it. He would just give the middle finger to the haters and be like, yeah, if you don't like it, oh well, cry about it. Like, I would like if he would do that, but he's not gonna do it because he's just scared of getting hated on by the fucking people, by the haters. So it's like, he's just not gonna do it. You already know. So, it's like, and like I said, if he's not gonna do it, then don't fucking let the female wrestlers hit the male wrestlers to begin with. Then don't fucking do it. If you're not gonna let the male wrestlers hit them back, it's that simple, bro. It's not hard to understand. And so and if you're and you can't keep trying to use that logic, like I said earlier, of like trying to be like, oh yeah, like you can't, storyline wise, you can't have the male wrestlers use that line of thinking of like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit this female wrestler because she's weaker than me. You can't have the male wrestlers storyline wise have that line of thinking, but at the same time, you have these male wrestlers fighting weaker male wrestlers or female wrestlers fighting weaker female wrestlers. You can't fucking do that. Because you're pretty much contradicting yourself. It's like you're pretty much having, you're pretty much having people fight against other weaker people anyways, but you're just allowing it only because they're the same gender. It's just fucking stupid, bro. It's just dumb. And then there's times where, like I said, you had matches like fucking Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. You have fucking Io Sky versus Bianca. You have fucking um Roxanne Perez versus Raquel Rodriguez. You have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're having these like bigger, stronger female wrestlers fighting against weaker, shorter female wrestlers, but yet the male wrestlers are like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna hit the female wrestlers back because they're weaker than me. But Triple H, you're still writing, like female wrestlers fighting other female wrestlers that are weaker than them anyways, or you're having male wrestlers fighting other male wrestlers that are weaker than them too. Like you're pretty much still doing the same shit anyway. So it's like, like what difference does it make? Just fucking let the male wrestlers hit the female wrestlers back, regardless if they're weaker or not. Just fucking do it. Who cares? You know. So it's like it's and then I can't even. And then there's also times too where it's like a stronger, female wrestler is like hitting a weaker male wrestler, right? So they'll do that too. But yet, again, they won't let the fucking stronger male wrestlers hit a weaker female wrestler. It's like, again, it's just they're doing all this bullshit where they're just like allowing like male wrestlers to hit weaker male wrestlers, or stronger female wrestlers hit weaker female wrestlers, or they're letting or Triple H is letting stronger female wrestlers hit weaker male wrestlers. He's allowing all this shit, but he won't allow a strong male wrestler to hit a weaker female wrestler. It's like, it's just fucking stupid, man. It's dumb. I'm just fucking, like, I'm over this shit, bro. Like, every fucking time I see a fucking, like, I can expect if a female wrestler and a male wrestler are in a segment together, I'm already expecting that most likely, he's gonna get hit and he's not gonna do anything about it. It happens almost all the damn time at this point. It's just repetitive and annoying, so it's like, it's like, I'm just like, WWE needs to stop fucking being soft. They need to just fucking let the male wrestlers hit the female wrestlers back, whether they're weaker or not. Who gives a fuck? Especially if they hit you first, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm just sick of this fucking soft ass shit from WWE. They're just fucking, like, they're being fucking stupid, bro.